I think it's fascinating. I'm going to take it slightly deeper. I was sitting there thinking, I wrote down a couple of verses in my head. And in Exodus 3, we meet Moses with the burning bush. And in Exodus 3:13, correct me if I'm wrong, please somebody look it up, we've got Moses talking with God and God revealing his name. Fascinating, because obviously, who is the truth and the life? It's Jesus. When Moses says, well, who do I say you are? What is your name? God says something absolutely fascinating. And for the philosophers among you, it will get you spinning when I say God is making a statement of self-existence in his own description. And so God said, I am. Truth is everything that is and nothing that is not. God is. And so God is the definer of reality. He is the creator of everything that exists. He is the origin of everything that exists. In him, all things consist. And so God is, and it's a statement of reality. Therefore, those that are on the side of truth are on the side of God, and those that are on the side of lies are not on the side of God. That means a lie is faithlessness, and truth is faithfulness, and that's where we get faithful and true. So, those are a few statements just to kind of put seeds in your minds about where is he going with all this. Frankly, I don't know right now. God just spoke to me, and so I'm trying to pepper it all in. So, let me ask you a question. Do you always understand the truth? No. Do you need to understand the truth for it to be true? You can put a maths equation up if you like. I don't understand all things. I wouldn't confess to being somebody that can understand the theory of relativity to its ins and outs. And apparently, if you speak to real professors, they'll say there's only a few people on the planet that can fully understand the theory of relativity. But that isn't the theory of relativity. But some things just are way above my head, correct? And there will be things that people say to you, and it's like that. And so sometimes it's not that we don't understand what's real. It's that we just have to accept that sometimes we're never going to understand what's real, but it still makes it true. But that brings an interesting question when it comes to our own dynamics, because some of us like to be in control, yes? For you to be in control of something, you have to be able to comprehend it and understand it. And until you can comprehend it and understand it, you feel out of control. It's not for me. And so, I know if you're anything like me, when you're a doctor and you're working in hospitals, you need to know the truth before you can deal with the situation. And if you don't know the truth, you can't deal with the situation. So what the truth actually does is it empowers you. Yeah? It's empowering. It's enabling. Without the truth, I cannot. With the truth, I can. Now, when you're controlling, obviously, you therefore like to have control. You like to have the power over the truth. So truth is actually a dangerous tool. Winston Churchill said, the truth is so precious it must be protected by a bodyguard of lies. He recognized the value of truth. Andrei Sakharov, who was the guy that stole the information which gave Russia the atomic bomb, he said, I used to think the atom bomb was the most powerful weapon in the world. I was wrong. The most powerful weapon in the world is the truth. And it's a fascinating statement because in it holds the keys to empowering us in our everyday lives. We were talking about empowering this morning, and we were talking about how we would love the Holy Spirit to empower us. If the Holy Spirit is trying to fill a vessel that is one in denial or two speaking falsehood, you are never going to be fully empowered until you are capable of speaking the truth. That is why the Holy Spirit tends to fill and empower and continue to fill and empower as you begin to speak Christ and speak truth into people's lives. Because that is the essence of what truth is. So completely off topic. So who do you trust what's real? Who will you look to tell you what's real? Let's say you've got a problem with your foot. Will you go to a plumber? No. It's a problem with the central heating, you go to a plumber. Let's say you've got a problem with a legal issue and everything else, so you go to your doctor, clearly, correct? No, you go to the lawyers. So certain people tell you what's true in certain environments, is that right? Why? Because they have knowledge, and you hope that they share that knowledge with you because they hold the keys to truth and they are able to impart it to you. So, interestingly, in our society and in our lives, we hold certain figures, authority figures, as truth, As infants, we often hold our parents as bearers of truth. It was a real life-shattering experience for me when I was a teenager and I discovered that sometimes my mum and dad were wrong. I actually remember it. It's kind of, okay, maybe I was a bit slow, okay? But I actually do remember the lights going on when I was a teenager. My parents can be wrong? Oh my goodness. And it was, it scarred inside, and I got deliverance ministry, and I was fine. But it's interesting that with this erosion of faith, with this erosion of trust, 75% down to about 49%, down to about 25%, we're dealing with a young generation now that are extremely skeptical about all sources of truth. Extremely skeptical. Equally so of the Bible than any other source. And therefore, it makes it extremely hard for you to be able to deliver them any sort of substantial truth claims, because they are untrusting of you. And you have to develop trust and earn trust in order to be able to speak into people's lives. So that's why most evangelism these days is not done Billy Graham style. Most evangelism these days is actually done by interpersonal relationships, which makes it so much more important for you to embody truth yourselves. Because no matter what I say, they won't respect me because I'm paid to be up on this platform. They'll respect you because you're not paid to be on a platform at all, but you still speak the truth about Christ.